fucking know. Hey, gang! Welcome to my life. Where anything is your little low. Where anything is possible. I guess I just have to hunch over. God willing, nothing is as it seems. I'm the Reverend Matt, and I'll be your host. Coming at you from within
the depths of Geistopia.
Welcome to My Life is a project, an experiment in life and art. A living storyboard, if you will.
Scusi, Mama.
Its premise is that life is experiential and that you can and do experience the life you choose. It is based on the use of the wheel of life and the arts for the new millennium as life-building tools. Welcome to My Life is an ITV Studios Geist House production. Just Us Productions, the parent company, would like to give a shout out to the following for their ongoing and oft-times unknowing inspiration and support. Listen closely, there's a new one. Princess Cuddlebug, Princess Sunshine, Craze and Company, the Shaman, the Pillar, the entire Putter Clan, Fairy Princess, G-Man, Bert Dawn, the Baker of the Cornbread, the Van Man, may he rest in peace, the Messengers of the Galactic Federation, Osteen the Sun, the Sitter, the White Rose, Punky Brewster, the Fallen Angel, Sir Thomas, Jojo Dancer, Mr. Nice Guy, Cubby, Rainy on your radio, Brother Bruce, Papa Doc, Lisa Monet, the Zyatonic Antagonist, Otto, Mary, quite contrary, Pasteurizer, Piz, Dancing Queen, Encyclopedia Brown, Mama Rabbit, and of course, a very generous sponsor who wishes to remain anonymous. It is Monday, May 31st, Tuesday, June 1st, Wednesday, June 2nd, Thursday, June 3rd, Friday, June 4th, 2010. Time, disruptive, satisfied, balancing, divine, ironic. There are so many things I would like to say or talk about or get into. Let's hope I can remember them all. I am not sure I've woken up yet. Like, I realize my eyes are open, I'm walking and I'm talking, but I'm not so sure that's real. Once again, I am having a day that is not quite going as I had planned or thought it would go. But it's going. It is way too early for somebody who was drinking last night to be awake. So there's all this craziness going on with my family. I'm not surprised. In fact, I'm kind of reveling in it. My daughters should be here, and they're not. Because once again, there was a big fight between me and the parents over stupid stuff. Now we'll see where it goes. And it gets out of hand, and then stupid shit is thrown at me, and it just absolutely... Do you know that my father just told me he believes that I allowed myself to lose both of my jobs and allowed myself to lose my apartment and am not looking for a job for the sole purpose of not paying support for my daughters, whom I love very much and would give my life for. Can you believe that anyone could come up with such an asinine piece of logic? Who thinks like that? Like, not only who actually would come up with that kind of a plan, that's insane, but who would decide that someone comes up with that kind of a plan? What kind of person are you? What? You think what? I totally believe it. I have no doubt. That's what I think. I think you're fucking nuts. Really? Really? That is what you think of me? What? Wow. Really? I've never known a family to really, feel so much hate towards each other. And I don't hate them. I have difficulty liking them most days. But only when they're acting like this. Hey, here's a rule of mine that I forgot to mention earlier, but I do want to make mention of. Always trust a man that looks like Santa Claus. I find you generally don't go wrong. Also, he might be. You never know. So the fight ensues and builds up, and it's all this stupid shit. Like, my mother's upset that I've been coming around and I've been here during the day doing my work and doing whatever, and she said, "No, you're not working." I said I was working on this Alberta's Park video. "Well, it doesn't take all day to do that." How the fuck would you know? Did you ever edit video? That's nothing new. That's the way it goes. A lot of insults have been hurled, a lot of shit thrown at people. I've done my fair share of throwing shit back, but a lot of shit has been thrown at me over the last couple of days. It has turned into me giving kids' clothes to Jesse. Old friends who no longer talk to me are thrown up. This job was thrown up. That job was thrown up. This was thrown up. I was compared to every fucking member of the family. At one point, it was said that if I didn't stop coming around here by tomorrow, they were going to call the cops. In fact, I was told today, if they do decide to call the cops, they're going to actually go the step further and get a PFA against me so that I can never come near this property again. Now, what could have been so big a deal that we could go to this extreme, you might ask? These DVDs. There's a bunch of CDs there as well. All produced by me. All edited by me. All financed by me. They took these to sell them this year. These were for sale last year. They still had them from when they were trying to run my business into the ground while I was in prison. And without saying anything to me, they took it upon themselves to take them out this season and try to sell them. Only, I don't want them sold. It's not worth the aggravation. It's not worth the work. It's not worth the bookkeeping. It's not worth the sales tax. It's not worth any of it to deal with that. So I took them back. My mother came into the house the other day and said to me, "Did you take the DVDs out of the RV?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because they're not for sale." So I walked into the kitchen and said, "Could you tell me what your problem is with that?" Because I'm curious. What's interesting to me is, do you know that that question has never yet been answered? 3 days of fighting and arguing, and the original question that started the fight has yet to actually get an answer. Nobody has. I've asked it several times. I've asked it of my father. Can you explain to me what your attachment is to these being sold or not being sold? Like, this is a repeat of last year, what sent me to prison, and they're still we're actually talking about my DVDs, and they're still firing the same bullshit at me. Like, it's gotten nasty. Oh, it's been nasty, and it's been nasty from all sides. All sorts of names have been thrown out. Crazy motherfucker, cocksucker, cunt, you name it. Somebody's been called it, and that is one name per each of the family members. So we've all been called names now at this point. And I certainly didn't turn it into all of that. I'm still hung up on the question I fucking asked in the first place. Of course, now I've got all this other bullshit to defend. So for 3 days, this has drug on. But they don't understand why I want to sit down and have a fair chance to defend it. Well, I don't know. Maybe because you keep throwing it at me. I made some mistakes yesterday in dealing with my daughters afterwards. Like, Mom's telling me I have to get out on the street and suffer on the street with no job, no money, no income, no way to make money because I'm not allowed to come here and work with my stuff. And I did make them. It was stupid. And I was like, well, Daddy's gonna die. I know, you're all saying, you said what to your daughters? I know. I'm not proud of it. And I apologized to my children, and I told them they needed to forget I said it because that was just high emotion rambling. And my father said something to me about it. I was like, yeah, it was a mistake. I'm not a perfect father. I'm not a perfect person.